Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24. God, I knew that was you, baby. Yeah. We celebrating today, baby. We celebrating, man. We got us one, man. I finally won, man. Yeah. I've been up since 6 a.m. this morning, man. Quick workout early this morning. Been doing the whole Halloween thing, man. You know, took my daughter trick-or-treating. Then I went to the kids' Halloween party there, you know, for a few hours. I'm finally back home, man. But I'm getting right into the video, man. I'm celebrating tonight because I just accomplished my #1 goal I set for myself for 2023. I've been working on this shit for damn near two and a half years now. But I finally accomplished that goal, man. I sent in my last payment to the IRS, man. I owe these motherfuckers $16,000, bro. I'm gonna tell you how I did the shit, you know, where I went wrong, where I fucked up at, you know, so you can learn from me. You know, this is the thing, you right? I'm a prison guard, you know, I work at a prison. The particular prison I work at, it's a lot of overtime. You could damn near work overtime every day, 16-hour shifts, 7 days a week. If you want, you damn near, depending on how hard you grinding, you could damn triple your salary, you know? So me, you know, I'm still fairly new, man. I got a little time in. I'm on 10 years now, you know. But it's old heads there that's been working 20, 25 years. You feel me, right? So listening to them, right? They would tell me this. They would be like this. They say, if you do this a few times a year, where you could go into your settings on your profile, where you can see like you can change like your how much you want to contribute to your retirement, how much taxes you want to be taking out on your every check. You can see all that. You can go in there and there's a feature, man. They call this shit 99ing your checks, man. So what they would do is, say you work a whole bunch of overtime on this particular pay period, they would go in there and they would claim tax exempt. So no taxes will be taken out, right? Ooh, that tequila biting. So then what happens is you work a lot of overtime, no taxes are being taken out of your check. So instead of them, the federal or state taking taxes out on that particular check, you getting a big ass check for like depending on how much overtime. I done seen checks for like $5,000-$6,000 after they take everything out. That's $5,000 in my bank account every 2 weeks, right? But this is the thing they don't tell you, right? For every action, for everything you do, there's a reaction, right? So they would tell me, if you do this 3-4 times a year, it should balance out as long as you keep your deductions on single or claiming yourself, right? But the thing is, all that shit came back to bite me in the end. You know, I was doing that shit, listening to them old heads at the prison, man. They fucked me all up, right? I was doing that shit for probably 5 or 6 years, 4 times, you know, a year, right? Having no taxes taken out on my check. Now I would only do it when I work a lot of overtime. And what ended up happening is those checks, it's supposed to be damn near like, when I work a lot of overtime, they taking damn near $1,000, almost $1,500 for federal taxes out my checks, right? So at the end of the year, I'm missing, let's say I do it 4 times. I was doing it, like I said, about 4 times a year. That's about $4,000 missing, you know, that the IRS, they're gonna want to know where that money's at. You know, you can't just say you're tax exempt if you're not tax exempt, you know. And they don't have a way to check it, because you could go in there and you could change it yourself. But now what they done, they changed it to where if you owe the IRS money, you can't even go in there and change it, which is cool with me. I'd rather just leave my shit on 0, single, so they can take all their money. I don't want to owe them. So what ended up happening is I ended up owing these mugs. They finally got up to me, man. They audited me. You know, they was like, where is all this money at, man, on these checks over this 5-6 year period? And the total bill, they ended up hitting my ass for $16,000 and some change, right? That was like 2 years ago. So I'm like, God damn. All that shit came back to bite me in the end. It all comes back. You know, learn from me. Learn from my mistakes, man. There's no way you're going to get around the IRS. They want their money. You know, you can't outsmart the IRS. That's why you see people like Wesley Snipes, you know, Lauren, they going to prison for tax fraud, tax evasion, man. You know, so they hit me with a $16,000 bill. You know, I'm like, God damn. I'm thinking like, you know, I don't have that. I don't have 16,000. I might have maybe half to send in, you know, clear half of that. I don't have fucking $16,000. I'm just fitting to give to them. That's a big chunk of money. You know, I'm a working class man, 9 to 5. You know, so I had to end up putting them on the payment plan. And with those payment plans, there's a lot of penalties, late fees. You get penalized every day. Every day that you owe the IRS, they penalizing you, and that shit's accruing. So what ended up happening is, right, my monthly bill was like $225. So I started off the first year just paying like $225. I might send in a few $100, you know, when I did more overtime and whatnot. So this year, the beginning of this year, 2023, I set my sights. I was like, man, I gotta get this shit up out of my name. You know, I don't like to owe people. That's just my mentality. I don't want to owe nobody, you know, unless it's like the crib. You know, you got a mortgage payment, my house payment, shit like that. That's a big chunk. You know, you might pay on that 20, 30 years. So what ended up happening with my mindset this year, 2023, I was like, I got to get this shit out the way, you know. So instead of sending in my monthly minimum payment, $225, I started off like the first few months of 2023, I started sending in $500 a month. You know, I'm sending in $500. I'm still working overtime, still making bank. You know, I got extra money coming in from them overtime shifts. So I started slow, sending in $500. Then I got more ambitious. I was like, nah, I want to be done with this shit faster. I don't want to owe these people, man. I got to get these folks off my back. So I went from 500, I upped the shit, 700, 750. Then like halfway towards 2023, you know, I got the shit down to probably about, I think by then it was like maybe $9,000 to $11,000 I still owed them. So I'm like, you know what, man, I gotta get even more ambitious. I gotta start cutting back on shit. You know, I didn't take hardly no trips this year. I used to take about 3-4 trips out the country every year. I didn't take no trips this year. I started cutting back, man, tightening up the belt, you know, cutting back on spending, unnecessary bullshit I didn't need, you know, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. Boom. I'm gonna start sending in $1,000 a check. So damn near half of 2023, halfway June-ish, I started sending in $1,000 to the IRS every 2 weeks, faithfully. I would send in more sometimes. When I worked even more overtime, I might send in $1,200, $1,500, you know. Any little money I could find, I'm pulling money from everywhere. I'm cutting back on stuff, unnecessary spending. You know, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not doing no dumb shit. I'm not wasting money. I'm like, I gotta get these people out the way. So I started sending in $1,000, boom, boom. That shit started whittling down faster and faster. You know, it kept going down to today. When I finally had my final payment, you know, I seen the shit after I sent them. I think I sent them $1,400 in when I got paid a couple weeks ago. So that brought my final bill that I owed them down to $1,700. I think it was $1,796, $1,700 and some change, right? I got paid today. I logged in to my IRS online account. I hit boom, click, pay the full balance, $1,700 and some change. Boom, knock this shit out, man. It's done. Finito. And really, I was really aiming to be done with them. My initial plan, I would have probably had it maybe the beginning of 2024. The end of 2024 was my initial plan, but I started ramping up my efforts, man. And I had got it. I did the math. I was like, if I keep up at this pace, I could be done with them. If I send in like 500 and some change every 2 weeks, I could be done with these people by March of 2024. But I got even more ambitious. I hustled up. I was like, nah, look at me today. I finished the whole fucking November, December, a whole 5 months early. Sent in my last payment. I'm done. I'm free. I'm feeling like Franklin on Snowfall at the end, you know, when he said he's free, I'm free in a good way, man. I got these people, I feel like I got the monkey off of my back, man. That cleared up a whole lot of fucking money. I don't know if y'all understand, you know, $1,000 every 2 weeks I'm sending to these people. That's money I could be doing for other shit, man. I could be sending in a whole extra mortgage payment on my crib or fucking stacking it, you know? But I'm just glad, I'm fucking thrilled, you know, enthusiastic about being done with them, man. You know, so what's next for me? I finally got the IRS out the way. You know, I don't have any other like major debts. Both of my cars paid off. You know, the house, the house gonna be there. You know, it is what it is. I got a lot of, I've been here since 2015, so the value of the crib that went up. I plan on staying here long term. I don't know. We'll see. So what's next for me though? Now, I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm not gonna stop with the overtime. I'm gonna take that money, cause I just freed up a whole $1,000 every 2 weeks. You know, on my check. That's free bands. What I'm gonna do with that, I'm finna start stacking it. I'm finna start saving that shit up. My goal maybe is try to save shit, $1,000 a month. I'm going to invest that shit. Take that money, put it in the stock market, invest. You know, put it fucking in my savings. Fucking shit like that, man, whatever. You know, beef up my savings. My next goal, my new goal, I wanna get to $100,000 to $150,000 in savings. Maybe like a year or two's worth of my salary savings stacked up, invested. You know, that's my next goal. So I'm not gonna stop now. I don't stop. You know, the grind ain't over. You know, this is a major victory, a big fucking win for me, man. But that shit just motivates me to grind harder. Now I'm on to my next goal. And now instead of sending the IRS $1,000 every 2 weeks, now I'm finna start stacking. That's all coming back to me. I'm trying to stack 1,000 every 2 weeks, man. Run that shit up quickly as possible, man. You know, I've been still saving, but I haven't been able to save as much, nearly as much as I want to, man. Having to send they ass 1,000 every 2 weeks, man. But it's like I feel like a fucking weight has been lifted off of me, man. That's why I'm like in a great fucking mood. I had to pour me a glass of tequila, man. You know, I was like, I couldn't wait to fucking get paid this morning. My check usually hits my bank account about 2 a.m. in the morning. I work night shifts, so Saturday morning I'll be at work and I could, you know, I call, I check and see how much my check was and whatnot. I was off today, so I woke up about 6 a.m. I already had my shit budgeted out. I already knew where all my money was going. You know, I keep a spreadsheet of all my bills and expenses and where all my money is going. So I already had 17, the whole amount, the full balance for my last payment allotted to send into them, man. As soon as I woke up, seen that shit, man, I logged in, boom, hit click, sent in the last payment, man. I was like, man, I sat in the car just like, man, this shit been a 2-year journey, man. You know, it could have been longer. You know, I just wanted to share this story with y'all so y'all could learn from my mistakes. You know, there's no shortcuts in life. You know, whatever you do, it's gonna come back to you. You know, just fucking keep your head down, do shit the right way. You know, if I could go back, I wouldn't have been taxes emptying my checks, man. I just would have let them take that money. That would have saved me a whole lot of fucking money. $16,000. I would have had to pay the IRS back. That would have been $16,000 in my pockets, you know. But it's all a learning lesson, man. I learned from it. I moved past it, man. I had a goal, a plan in play, and I stuck to the plan. I just kept grinding day by day, man. That's all I would think about. I'm like, man, I gotta get this shit out my name. I don't like the old people, no big number like that, man. I'm finally done this shit, man. So kudos to me, man. I'm fucking proud of me. You know, I did it. I'm finally free, man. I'm stacking 1,000 now. I ain't paying them 1,000. I'm stacking. It's coming back to me, man. Next check, you know, next check. I can't wait till I get paid. All that extra money on my check, man. I plan on saving it. You know, taking care of some other shit. You know, that I had to put on the back burner. You know, when you got pressing needs like that, sometimes you got to put shit on the back burner. You know, I always pay myself first though, and make sure I put some money up for retirement, but I had to cut back a little bit. Now I'm finna bump my retirement back up to where it was, 15, 20%. You know, I had cut it all the way down, and this is the matching 5%. I put my 5% in, my job matched me another 5. So that's 10%. Now I'm finna bump it back up to where I had it before I had to pay the IRS all that money. 15%. The job give me 5, that's 20%. I'm going into retirement, man, every year. And I'm finna just stack, man. I need to get to 150,000, man, savings real quick. That's my next goal, man. So we just gonna keep grinding. We gonna stay focused. You know, we ain't gonna fucking let up. It's far from the time to rest, get complacent. I ain't gonna get the big head, you know, walking around thinking I'm the man. I'm just gonna keep my head down and just fucking keep grinding, man. It's one day at a time. That's how I treat this shit. Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got merchandise for sale. Shop with me, www.theghettobodybuilder.com, man. I'm in a great fucking mood, man. I'm finna pull up some more. You know, I got the a little bit of Casamigos left. I'm off tonight. I'm finna cut on my show, just relax and enjoy the fruits of my labor, man. This is a big ass accomplishment for me, man. To pay off $16,000 in IRS debt in what? Down there 2 years. You know, if I would have stuck to the $225 minimum monthly payment, I'd probably been paying on people off 10, 15, 20 years, man. Fucking be a fucking slave to debt, man. I don't like that shit, man. So I try to, whenever I owe shit, I try to clear that shit and get them people off my back, man. That's just how I move. You feel me, man? So if you in a similar situation, you just gotta sit down, evaluate your situation, man. You know, if it's extra money, extra opportunities for you to work extra shifts, pick up a side hustle or another job, man, so you can pay these people off faster, man. That's just how I move, you know. What I do might not be for everybody. I'm just telling y'all this story so y'all can learn from me. You know, you can get some ideas and shit, man. But whatever you do, don't stop. Just keep grinding, keep hustling. You gonna be all right. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.